Alright, folks, I think you've been looking at the title slide for long enough. Hello, folks. Welcome to today's episode of Castles and Crap Shacks. 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 This is the actual last episode. And the reason why today is the last episode is for two reasons. For one, I'm going to be starting up Combat Daily, which is going to be going noon to 2 Pacific time, and this show starts at 2 Pacific time. I don't really want to string one after the other. I kind of want to have a little break in the middle to, grab a bite or do whatever I need to do, get up and stretch. So, I'm going to be switching it up here. First of all, the new show, Content and Creations, which anybody who follows the channel here already knows that was what was going to happen. Content and Creations is going to start 1 hour later, still a 4-hour show, but the first 2 hours is focused on touring and giving feedback, kind of like I have been. And then the following 2 hours is specifically dedicated to engaging in interactive content that other players have made. Initially, that's going to be a lot of PvP arenas, but as we get more elements like story bricks and just other features in general to be able to populate our areas and make gameplay encounters on them, we'll actually be able to get into those and investigate them and see what us players are able to come up with. I'm sure somebody's going to be able, just one person individually working alone will probably be able to make a single encounter that lasts 2 hours and is meaningful for the entire time. So that should be a lot of fun. 2 hours though is kind of a long time for an encounter, so that's why I think that should be enough time. So that'll be Content and Creations. That starts next week. The start time, like I said, is 1 hour after when Castles and Crap Shacks normally starts. So that'll start at 3 p.m. Pacific time and it runs till 7 p.m. Pacific time. At which point I'll either be taking a break and then getting in some gameplay afterwards, or otherwise heading over to the Evercast show because I love those folks and I don't want to miss an episode. Open world PvP is something that they've thought about and they seem like they want to do on maybe one island or maybe one server, but it's mostly going to be PvP on people's builds. I'm surprised you didn't already know that, Mojo Kitty. That's something they explained pretty well actually at SOE Live, is that it's going to be a on-claim opt-in sort of thing. Eventually they will hopefully have some sort of a world PvP, but it'll definitely be limited and it'll have probably rules of its own. So I am going to start the first raffle here. Now we're already about 15 minutes in, so I'm going to set it for 45 minutes. And this is going to be a raffle for I'll put the details. It's going to be a lunar anklet, a colonist flight suit, a 7-day beta key, or an iron pork cutlet. Alright, and the raffle entry word, as I've been doing. Okie dokie. Starting the raffle, starting the timer. The reason why today is the final episode, as I was explaining. Next week it's going to start as Content and Creations, changing the focus of the show, 2 hours of tour and 2 hours of interactable content, where this right here is 4 hours. All beta keys. There's some keys that aren't time limited actually. There's the unlimited beta keys are specifically the ones that came with the Trailblazer pack, so anybody who bought a Trailblazer got four keys. and I think I might still have some of those around, but I'm waiting for combat to actually be in the game before I really start chucking keys around left and right. So I'm gonna check this out. This here is Tayla's build. This wall is awesome. I really like it. All right, I'm gonna zoom in, first person. Gonna just do the kind of slow walkthrough version. Really like the lattice work up here. Nice use of that wave pattern, which is characteristic of Charon's. The metal connection points are fine because it does something to help separate the thick wood from pretty thick wood. Iron portcullis is the metal gate that kind of slides up and down. Yeah. I see some of the offset voxel, the roaming vector offset voxel lattice work up there, which it's got some interesting quirks to it if you actually really look at it up close. I see these ones have a slight break in the middle. I've seen other versions that have a this kind of Z fighting thing where the two materials or the two things in the same area, even though they're the same materials, that they're kind of cross-hatching each other and fighting for dominance in the space. So there's none of that going on here. That's really good. I guess it's fine to have these roof tiles visible from this side. It's a little weird, but you know, it makes sense, I guess. They're just kind of slapped together up there. It's just something to keep the rain out. That lantern is really nice. I like the little crystal hanging down from the middle of it there. It's pretty cool. Don't know, it's a little lumpy there, but whatever. That's neat. The little butterflies and everything flying around because of the plants down there. That's a really smart, or these plants over here, I guess. Really smart use of the plants to basically add some extra life and environment to the place. That's a very nice touch. I'd really like to see a lot more people messing around with that. I know I'd thought about it at some point, but I never actually executed on it myself, and I probably forgot about it by the time I was actually really getting into build mode. So we've got wood spars that are going through. Are they actually going through the building though? No, they're not actually, because you'd be able to see them from, I'm going to switch out. Those lunar anklets are ridiculous. I'll just get something else on there so I don't have ridiculous jumps. So anyway, going back to the thing I was just commenting on here, I really like the build a lot, but the one thing that's kind of jarring to me is the spars need to really go through the building. It doesn't seem, they don't seem to hold any purpose just being an outside decoration that's just kind of jutting out, because that means that it's structurally supported here rather than going through and structurally supporting the stuff that's below it. So I would definitely recommend reconsidering the use of these, or kind of pushing it through and just having it below the lattice pattern there. Because it's fine to have it below the lattice pattern, you're still going to have a lot of light going through. It's just that it's really weird to have them protruding from the outside rather than actually kind of going through it. The same with these posts up here. It almost they almost seem superfluous, or even that they would hinder the structure because they're not connected to these arches here. Architecturally, this would actually probably really be pulling on these roof tiles here rather than helping to hold them in place. Now, if there's something inside the set of the roof tiles that's adding extra structure to it, you know, I could see that helping out, but you know, potentially there could be wood behind these and everything's attached to it. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and port to me. If I didn't already say, go right ahead. Oh yeah, we have an item to review here. It's a Victorian manor. We only get one shot. Doesn't look like it violates any IPs. Alright, I think this is appropriate. And if it's not, there's no way I can tell from the screenshot there, so yeah. Alright, so let's see. Now I really like this part here where you're kind of looking up and looking through the lattice and the high windows. This wall is definitely tall enough for where the lowest windows and open areas are at, that it's not going to feel too easy to access. Those windows are nice. Windows. Alright. And yeah, that's really sweet there. That gives it a really nice touch, though. I would think the world would maybe be a little bit further away from the edges here. A different material would be used for the actual fireplace part, because this looks like it would just light right on fire. But I really like the shape and the usage of it there. That's really cool. Just redoing it with maybe the red brick material, I think would work pretty well. Daniel the Jack, that's something that I'm not as well versed in, and B, something that I think still changes from update to update as they try to adjust the lighting stuff. Keep in mind that there's also two kind of things going on with the light. The light orbs, if I'm not mistaken, are basically like a point light in the 3D modeling program, where it just adds a radius of light, versus a spotlight, I believe, actually stops in an area and gets occluded by walls and potentially even creates shadows in a different way, or creates them in general. Definitely mess around with them. Huh, that's weird. I wonder why the those edges are getting wonky there. Does it happen on this side too? Yeah. That's really weird. Oh well. That's a really nice use of that rug there too. Alright. So we see this representing fabric here is, I believe, cobalt? Shiny cobalt. I'm not sure if the shiny works better for representing it as dull does. I think dull tungsten I would probably mess with a little bit too, because it's that kind of neutral green color. It's very very fabricy, and I've seen people use it as a representation of fabric in a lot of different places. So it's, you know, it's pretty cool. Definitely nice use of it. Very nice I guess the blue works because it's actually continuing that wave pattern. That makes sense. And to that extent, yeah, the blue is probably the correct color to use there. Though I would still recommend to mess with the dull version. I like seeing all these different spars going through. Do they actually go through? Yes, these ones go through. So you've got these ones going through, but in that top area there, these ones here don't go through. This spar here, for example, this spar here, since those ones don't actually go through, it creates an odd kind of a look, versus the ones down here, because they do go through, it, you know, really looks nice and structural. So that's definitely something I would recommend potentially refining for that one top segment. Oh, they connect internally? It just, when I look at it, when I go to the outside and I go to the inside, it appears to me that these are just dragging a whole bunch of weight on the edges here, rather than being something that's, you know, structurally helping to hold up the next floor. But that's just the way I see it. I guess it can be conceptualized in different ways. It's totally cool. This also is a really nice touch. I really like that little, almost like little nautical altars, little niches in the wall there. I like that. That's really, really nice. Got that wave pattern, very, you know, looking at the coast at night sort of a scene. It's really cool. Lowell, it's exclamation Nero tokens. And I give out a lot. I filled up something with some water, but I guess I didn't grab it. Hold on just a moment. Alright, water. Sweet, sweet water. Let me get the camera back up here. Okie dokie. Whoop. Oh no, you don't need to use tokens. It's just a keyword raffle. You just need to put in exclamation gimme. That's really nice. I really like the artwork going on in here. That's really, really cool. Using the bricks to give it the that kind of detailed look. That's smart. It's you don't need that second I in gimme, by the way. It's just G-I-M-M-E. Gimme. Sweet. This is a really, really nice wall. This is definitely something I'm sure Karens would really love to have around their places, around their cities, or wherever it's being placed. Hey, thanks for the follow there. So, overall, really nice build. I'm excited to see this in the the Karen Foundation Museum section, or wherever it's gonna go, because this looks like a winner. This part here is kind of neat. I would make the recommendation I would make the recommendation to add some wood boards over top of these two pieces of wood here to make this like a little walkway, runway sort of thing, because I'm sure Karens would go across the top of this and would like the open air and being on top of things here. So, are you at the Karen house that you've been working on? I'd definitely like to check that out too. Should I just teleport to you? Or find it on the gallery? Cool deal. Yeah, the thing that you'll see on a lot of builds where there's the wood boards kind of done in a very rough way, I would recommend putting that a little bit over there to push the asymmetry just a little bit here. Just a thought. It does look really nice though. The house, huh? Landmark. Alright. So the first thing I'm gonna say is this is definitely a Karen structure that's inside of a walled city. And the reason why I say that is because no Karen really wants the front door on the ground level like this, so any old sort of thing can just walk in and sneak up on them, or come in and start wrecking the place. It's just, you know, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, like even though this is like a hangout area, it still seems like the sort of thing that a Karen would want to keep closed off. Looks beautiful though. Continuing the theme that you had before of the sort of wall paintings. You got some ships over there. This coastal scene there. That's really sweet. Okay, Muma, I got you already. Don't you worry. So, looks like that wood spar is actually going through the wall? If so, perfect. Inside the wall. Pretty cool. I like this one going off of here like a little kind of T shape. That's a really nice touch to put on it. I like these spars here. Do they connect through to the other side? Nope. So they're somewhere inside where they internally terminate. Cool. Cool deal. This is a completely empty space here? There's no way to access it? Or is there a some sort of hidden something somewhere? Grass? What the heck? It's just inside the balcony. I wonder if there's any way, or if there'd even be a desire to open up the space, perhaps having a little place where you can swim down here underneath to the other side. Just a suggestion. You could also potentially have like a trap door or something and change the material down there. Hey, Vince, how you doing? Mr. Rune Edge. Good to see you. Good to see you. A countess. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome. Nice little table there. Again, I saw this this fireplace in the wall area, and it looks great, but I would say the material that's kind of being used here, or some tougher material, I would actually recommend the small red brick. Something to have the wood not burning like directly up on burled wood chunks, because I'd imagine this thing would be on fire overnight. Doesn't have to be the entire thing. The bottom can still be wood, and that'd be fine. Just maybe switching this upper part up to the brick and the little kind of interior of it. Just a suggestion. Nice little thing there. Again, fire safety hazard. If it was an open window, that may be a little bit different, but I think this is a little too low and too close. I like that window. I like the windows of the different heights. That's really cool. We'll sleep in, hang out hammocks. Till we get an actual rope material or fabric material. That's a pretty good representation there. Alright. So we've got the wood spars going across. And I don't know what the easiest way to resolve something like this is, because it's a little bit weird, and I know, they're just kind of gluing together. It's really tough to basically to put them down in such a way that you get both of them without any warping. If anybody has suggestions or techniques to do with that sort of stuff, please do share, because that'd be really helpful. I know I'm having a little bit of issue with that myself in my build. That's really nice. I'm guessing that's Ethereum going across here. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Those cushions down there, pretty nice. And then you actually have to climb up here and walk across this thick beam. Let's see. I would say just in general kind of height check, because this is getting a little short and claustrophobic for a tall Karen. So definitely I would say adjusting the height of this area just a little bit would help out a lot. really like these little chunks of wood going around the entire way. That's a really nice touch. Lady Death 8. It is microvoxel sheets, basically. It's pretty cool stuff. Candles. That's a big old. That's just gonna leave a big old waxy spot on the wood there. So, that's definitely something to keep in mind. Candles will leave wax. I like those. If I'm not mistaken, the opposite side of these doesn't have the patch. So if you don't want them all to have the patch, I think you can flip them over. The gold railing. Oh, this is whoops. It's copper, horizontally banded copper. Yeah. Once again, all praise Felgon for taking our request to get the materials lined up one for one. Otherwise, this would not have been possible to look this nice and this lined up. So, pretty sweet. Oh yes, I've seen something like this. You had the little tower, and the other one had a very similar, completely different, but a lot of similar elements to it. I really like it. Nice use of the lantern. That lantern there looks correct, but one of the lanterns in the other house looked a little squished on one side. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. That's really something weird they're gonna have to resolve when your camera doesn't see the kind of the null point, the I don't know, where the skeleton or whatever for the prop. It just disappears. So hopefully that'll be something they'll resolve at some point. And thank you for the follow there. I really appreciate it. They look like they belong together. Yeah, this is really nice. As I always say everywhere, it's, you know, having this much roof tile that's not supported or backed by another material always looks a little weird to me. It looks like it can just kind of fall in or get knocked in, but I guess, you know, there's enough that it kind of looks supported and it kind of looks like it's just, you know, glued into place or whatever as it is. But I would recommend with both this and the other place, if you can use a different material like a wood panels or something, or just strips of wood, going across and backing and reinforcing all of this, or hiding it from the inside so you only see the roof tiles from the outside, it really makes the place look structurally a lot more reinforced, where this kind of looks like after about a year or so you're gonna have to replace all the tiles. Just my own personal opinion. I'm sure a lot of people know how I feel about roofs in Landmark, but I gotta say it every time because it's a really nice build, and I think that's the one thing that would really help make the thing look like it's, you know, gonna last for a long time out here. These, by the way, these archway window sorts of things are really nice. It goes from the round to the flat in a really nice way. It has a really nice shape to it. Kind of reminds me of like chess pawns, like if they were really fat chess pawns. I need to go on a diet, but no, it's a really nice shape there. That's very, very sweet. Gives it a and not only it also continues the wave pattern a little bit up here, but just in general, it looks structurally sound. It looks pretty sturdy. I like it. Well, like I said before, this would have to go into a walled city because the having this feature on the ground floor is definitely not something that the cairns that have been presented to us in the style guide would really go for. Taking the entire structure though, and you know, bringing it up a bit, or incorporating it into a system where there's a larger structure and there maybe be some amount of basement access from within, and this is just one area that you can kind of get to. That, you know, that might work a little bit more. Something that's maybe a little bit more built up. Oh goodness, is it Theodore, I think, who has the collaboration project with that really nice kind of little city settlement sort of thing? That's kind of what I think of with this. It definitely it would need something to help make it so this part isn't actually on the ground level. I really like that flag. That's really nice. Little banner there. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's really cool. Gives that some extra detail. That's pretty awesome. And I didn't even say anything about this rope here. That's really smart. Having the rope connects across and holds that lantern there. That's really cool. That's just a nice touch for sure. Good stuff. Do you have any other cairn builds that you have to show off? Because this stuff is awesome. In fact, I need to go back to the other one and give it the proper screenshot, because I don't believe I did. Oh yes, and the three-dimensional four-pointed star thing at the top. Just a nice way to finish it. And a lovely view. Yeah, I think we've all the builders have learned a hell of a lot since we started the process here. I'm really excited for pretty much the next landmark, or rather workshop review, so we'll be able to get the final feedback and start moving towards our final builds. So we get the location. Be glad when it finally goes live. What do you mean you're on strike till it goes live? I mean, the game's going to be kind of in a beta state for a little while, I think, still. At least another couple of months. You get the actual coordinates in here instead of just screwing around. Okie dokie. Castles and Crap Shacks. Episode 24. I'm gonna go back to the previous build and take a screenshot there too, because I didn't, and it's a really nice build. Ah, thanks Taylor. It's a really nice spot. It's real easy to take a nice picture. Alright, let's go back to the wall. Take a lovely screenshot here too. We've got less than 10 minutes left on the giveaway. It's exclamation G-I-M-M-E. Don't put that second I in, it's just one I. Gimme. G-I-M-M-E. Exclamation gimme if you want to get in the raffle here. Giving away one of multiple different items, but just one. Okay. Yeah, that's the squished lantern in here. You can see that one side of it's a little warped. Must have copied it badly. Could have been any number of things. By the way, I mandatorily need to put that thing in that this is a promotion for me, not from Twitch. So yeah, I guess the international governments have a problem with me giving away a 0 cash value item. Then it's between me and them, not Twitch apparently. Oh well. Okie dokie. Cool deal, Taylor. Yeah, that's I try to do a good job giving feedback. If you look through all of the previous episodes, that's what I do. I've been doing a lot with the Karen stuff because it's something I really feel like I understand really well, and a lot of people have been able to take the feedback and do a lot of great stuff with it. So I'm really happy with that. Do they want tax on the prizes or something? Something like that. I know Quebec has some weird policy where you gotta have like some amount of cash up front or something before you start doing a giveaway and whatever. It shouldn't be an issue. So there was another build, Adventure Watershed. Humble house on Adventure Watershed. Hey, thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it. Cicera. Oh yes, this is it, I think. No, this is a different one. Oh well. If this is the wrong one, we'll figure it out later. Jinsen's build? That sounds good. Crash to desktop. Oh man, okay. I'm gonna have to pour myself a drink and take one. Crash to desktop. Alright. Anzul, how you doing, buddy? Alright. I guess I was on Liberation. Okay. So yes, crash to desktop. It doesn't happen too frequently, but this was an old policy of mine on the show. When the game crashes, take a drink. Scotch. So that's a little oops in there, but otherwise it's just fine. I'm sure that can be resolved. I really like that pool. That's a nice little feature to have outside. Being in the ground like that, I could see Karen messing around with that instead of having it actually in the structure itself. As we've been saying for the past few weeks, no, Landmark has been pretty stable the past little while. I've crashed like I would say less than 10 times the past 10 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty sweet. I really like this one. Hotel Foxtrot. Technically yes, but on paper no. So they say that us players are all a part of the development team. So if you go with that logic, then yes. Otherwise, no, I am just another player. But you know, we help the developers and they make the game more awesome. So it's a win-win for both of us. So it's really nice with the wood spars going through. Definitely gives it a sense of kind of structural stability. That's really cool. But yeah, like we've been saying, not tall enough. It's nice. It's a nice building. Just getting that base up a little bit and making it a little bit different. Like I could see these being used as the way somebody climbs up. Just continue them in a diagonal pattern going all the way down through the base. Now let's actually look inside here. And oh yeah, the use of that star pattern, even though of course it's rotated a little bit for these spars here, is really nice. The kind of dirt plastery wall. The wood here to kind of cut one part from another. I guess it starts to feel a little heavy. It's makes sense down here, but up here it feels a little bit heavier. This does help to connect it through though, because there's no break where it's just the wood. Azure Blaze, hey. Welcome. Okay, it looks like the giveaway is done, so I'm gonna stand somewhere and just taking a nice pretty view of the place here while we handle it. So our first winner for today is, drum roll everybody, Papuzza, hey, congrats. Damn, you won something very recently here, didn't you? Congrats to you, man. Sir or ma'am. So, of the items listed, which one do you want? Okie dokie, and I'm going to start the next one here. Let me cancel and let's start it again here because it didn't quite have the correct message to it. So, this one, Settlers Pack for the first winner. And if they don't want to, of course, it'll be passed along. And then the second and third draws can get the normal items. So I'm going to set this for two hours and 55 minutes. Pretty much the entire rest of the episode. You know what, actually, I am going to set it just for 55 minutes. There we go. And we'll take care of it at the midway point for the show here. I'm going to send one tweet out to let everybody know. Okay. So it's already late over there. Holland viewer, yeah, I'm only gonna do it for 1 hour here, and I'm assuming you're gonna want the Settlers pack. So if you're the first entry winner, I'll just send it along to you. All right. So let's continue the tour here. The sun's gone down. I think the moon's trying to come up. Now this is nice. It's maybe a little too thin because there's still more plaster going up here, which is going to make it kind of heavy. So I really like this, but I'm wondering if maybe a couple spars or you know, one in each corner, or just some wooden columns would really help. Thanks for coming through, Taylor. I'm really glad you're able to come through and check things out, and I was really happy to see your builds. I've always known you were an amazing builder, and what you've been able to do is just been incredible here. So props to you. It's really good work. I'm really excited for it here. Zube, how's it going, buddy? Welcome. That's really nice there. How really what material is that? Dull tungsten panels. Hey, look at that. That's pretty sweet. So the width of the panels is how the grooves are being set down there. That's really smart. Doing great here, Zube. Thank you very much. Bad Viking 82. How you doing, buddy? Is my beard caught in the mic there? There we go. That should be a little bit better. Whoops. Yeah, so I don't mean to sound like I'm, you know, asking for handouts, but if y'all want to help me get a better microphone, I am open for donations. Hey Tenma, how you doing, buddy? So Tenma was one of the people that was doing a good job filming throughout SOE Live. Tenma and Nuber, and at the same time Poro Sorceress was tweeting the hell out of it. So, you know, thanks to all three of those folks for doing a good job bringing us back more knowledge and information for Landmark and EverQuest Next than we otherwise would have been able to. So, the roof here. I like this on top. That's really nice. I wonder if it maybe needs to be even a little bit taller. Maybe duplicating this pattern and kind of doing those from the corners here to help push it up a little bit. They're just going to redo the AI panel. They're going to probably even add a little bit more detail. Which should make sense because they didn't really get into the granular aspect of how Storybricks can be used, so I'm hoping they'll give a little bit more detail into that. So, Not a bad thing. I like how the banded metal is being used as a rail, or a kind of thing to line the edge here. That's really, really nice. Sweet. I know it's a work in progress and it's got a ways to go, but this is pretty sweet. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Now for our favorite part, taking a screenshot. Oh yeah, that's the spot I want to take it from. I just gotta get a little bit more height. Pretty nice. DCU the past 2 weeks? Cool deal. Getting ready for landmark combat a little bit, or is that just a game you've been playing for a while? Castles and Porta-Johns? No, it's going to be content and creations starting next week. A kill slash combat itch that need to be scratched. I getcha. Alright. Next, we're going to go to this build. Yeah, DK. Next week is going to start content and creations, which is 2 hours of touring like I've been doing, and then the other 2 hours is going to be focused on interactive builds and content. So it's going to be mostly the same, except, you know, with more stuff to do in the game. I don't want to just focus on, you know, touring builds and giving feedback on them, but also touring, you know, content that people have created, interactable content, and